This video is proudly sponsored by NewType. Tools, accessories, model kits, these guys have it. Hop over to newtypeshq.com and use promo code Otaku for 10% off on your next purchase. Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to another exciting episode from the good folks from Bandai, Japan. So before this month wraps up, I want to introduce you guys to two unique perfect rates that have ever been produced by Bandai. Why? Because I've never had an interest in watching Gundam Seed at all until I built this kit. But two, I have never had so much fun until today building a perfect grade like this. And that's none other than the 160 of scale perfect grade support aircraft SkyGrasper+AileStriker pack. And without further ado, let's get to it. So after literally waiting close to 3.5 weeks to order this kit from Japan, the package has finally arrived, and I can't tell you how excited I am to talk to you guys about this kit. Not only do you get a really simplistic box art design, but it actually comes packed with a lot of cool gimmicks, a lot of cool clear parts, and a bonus feature where you can actually combine this booster pack with another perfect grade. So what's inside the box? Immediately when you open it up, you get introduced to the instruction manual, which, as well as any other instruction manual for the Gundam universe, gives you a brief history layout on how the construction process was done for this fighter. But what separates this fighter from any other in the Gundam universe, it's modular, so you can attach a beam rifle, a shield, as well as a booster pack. But the kit also comes supplied with its own unique action base as well. And as always, on the final page, you get a brief layout on what you can do for a color guide if you want to add a little customization flair, which I'm going to do. So, as for the first renders, you're going to notice that it comes packed with the traditional yellow and blue pieces along with the sticker decals, a good assortment of red pieces which are going to be primarily for the wings and the thrusters, 2 beam savers, as well as the inner frame and the weapon accessories for the fighter, and an action base that is uniquely designed for 2 perfect grades. Now comes to the crucial part. What am I going to use for the decals for this kit? Now, I know it comes with its own sticker decals, which is fine, but I like the traditional water slide decals. So, if you guys do some research, you should be able to find it on eBay for a good price. Granted, it'll take a couple weeks for it to arrive in the mail. So this time on my build, I'm going to be rocking out with 2 unique LED lights, which are going to be flickering lights red and blue for the wing sections, as well as 4, you heard me, 4 mega LED lights for the thrusters, preferably blue color. But before I do any kind of custom installation of these lights, I need to clear a path for the light to shine through the plastic. So to pull the magic off, I need to cut a hole through the thrusters, and that's going to be easily done with a good pair of snippers. Me personally, I'm going to be using the God Hand snippers to get a nice clean cut. Once I'm done creating the cut, I'm going to be broadening out the hole a little bit wider with a nice drill bit, so that way the blue light can pop out correctly. Now, my original plan for the cockpit, I wasn't intending to actually add any LED lights, but I figured if I'm going to put all that work into painting these individual figures, I want them to stand out. So in the cockpit area, I'm going to be pre-drilling some holes so I can funnel the wire through underneath the cockpit and installing chip LED lights. Now this part is a bit tricky because I didn't take in consideration that the chip LED light already came pre-assembled with its electrical wiring and its capacitor. So instead of actually drilling holes and doing more damage to the wing sections, I'm going to cut out a groove section so I can funnel in the electrical wiring so that way it can set into place. Once that's done, I would highly recommend using Tamiya putty so you can soften out the area and make it nice and clean and flush with some simple sandpaper. dudes and dudettes, we have finally reached the end of the video, and I'm going to give you guys my impressions of what I thought about this kit, because this is actually a really big project, probably one of the most biggest projects I've done for a Perfect Rate in quite a while. So let's get the nitty-gritty out of the way on where the bad things about this kit. The action base itself does prove a problem when you try to put like the fighter in unique action poses. It's very straightforward. You can't do any like tilt accesses, you can't do anything like levels. You kind of have to play around with the action base to work things out, but that doesn't ruin the experience what you get with this kit. I mean, the action base is designed the way it's supposed to be designed. It's meant to keep the actual figure itself at a vertical angle. So if you want to pose it, you want to show it amongst your friends or your peers, that's pretty much why it's designed that way. But for me, it became a challenge when it came to taking photos and video recording it, and in such a unique style. Another thing that you have to take in consideration, and every model builder has experienced this one thing or another, that when you're actually connecting two pieces that are tightly knit together, you're going to actually end up stripping the paint. So to help alleviate that stress, I would highly recommend doing some custom weathering and maybe some dry brushing to pull off that effect. It's not meant to hide it, but for me personally, I think it creates a nice personal charm to it. Now, as for the good, holy cow, this kit was fun. I've never had this much fun building two separate Perfect Rates at the same time. You have such a strong appreciation to what they went through painstakingly with the art design for this fighter. It definitely shows a lot of personality. And when you have that personality combined with the other Perfect Rate, which will be coming out by the end of next month, you get something really special. But like that, dudes and dudettes, that concludes my impressions of what I thought about this Perfect Rate. It's definitely worth considering checking out. Maybe get a smaller version, like a real grate, if you don't feel like building something this big. But definitely consider giving it a shot, because I had a lot of fun building it. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.